All right, today we are super excited to bring you how we build a virtual flip team. This is how we could go into any market in the country, find a rock star team that allows us to get in and out of our flips, properties we've never seen in under 4 weeks. It keeps us on time and on budget. The power of a good team is everything. This is our secret sauce. Let's dive into it. So, first off, who is our team? You need a realtor. Guys, this is the foundation of everything for us. I know a lot of realtors get poo-pooed, but let's understand how realtors work, right? If you have a good realtor, they know everybody's business. They are your eyes and ears. They are all your relationships. It starts with this is your foundation. This is your rock here. Get a rock star realtor. I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. Your general contractor, obviously super important, but here's again our secret sauce. That's going to come from your realtor. Then or closing attorney, depending on the state, not a big deal. Those will most likely come from other relationships as well, probably from your realtor. Boom, boom. Let's understand realtor challenges, guys. It's important to speak to a realtor in terms of their value system. Again, they get a lot of you know shit talking about them. I'm a realtor myself. Many of you probably are as well. Again, I can't stress this enough. A good realtor is worth their weight in gold. Let's understand, right? They work for commissions. What does that mean? They are dealing with a lot of time wasters. If you're licensed, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Unless they are on a team, they are out of pocket, right? They are their own business, so they probably don't have a big marketing spend, and they probably didn't have much training. Depending on the brokers they're with, some are better than others, but they're just thrown out there to the wolves. It is not easy, and so working with us, how do we set ourselves apart? Uh, Understand when they're working with retail buyers buy and sell once every 7 to 10 years. I tell my realtor, I will buy everything that you put in front of me as long as the numbers make sense. It is then my job to be able to perform on that. So, finding a realtor. I have no preference on any of these. I'm going to break down all of them for you. Let's start with Zillow. All right, how do we find a realtor in Zillow? I put some filters in place here. I chose an arbitrary city. If you didn't watch the episode on how to choose your market and what data points we're looking at, go back and watch that on this YouTube channel or in our free school community. But we like to play, like we said, in median price point neighborhoods. So I put in what I assume is a median price point in this neighborhood. I'm looking at sold comps, not for sale. I want to see what's actually traded. 3 bedroom, 1.5 bath plus. That's just our buy box. I put in single family only. And then I start with the last 30 days. I want to see most recent sales. I want to see who's actually working right now. So I'm going to dive in. I'm going to look. If I haven't started marketing here, right, for the purpose of this video, we're just entering a market. I'm going to look for clusters. I know that is a good thing. That means there's buyer demand there if there's a lot of sales. So let's just say big cluster down here. For whatever reason, a lot of buyers want to be here. So I probably want to get properties in this area. I'm going to go dive in a little closer here. I'm going to look at sold comps. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to go to that sold comp, assuming this is a non-disclosure state, and I'm going to scroll down. They should have the realtor listed. There we go, Amy Bass. I'm going to give Amy a call. Actually, I'm probably going to call her first. If I don't get in touch with Amy, I'm going to follow up with a text. Here's a text I'm sending. I'm an out-of-state investor with a property on. Now, if you're brand new to this, you probably don't have a property yet. We'd like to have a property locked up before we go into a market. But if you don't, look, I'm an out-of-state investor looking to flip in this neighborhood. I see you have a property you recently sold. I'm going to reference the property. I'm going to give the address. I'm going to give the price. And then I'm saying, hey, look, are you familiar with working with investors? And do you have the bandwidth for another listing in that area? Again, this sounds kind of purposely spammy. This is part of my filtering system. I want to see who responds. I want to see how hungry this realtor is. Method 2, there's a website called homes.com. Super cool. Again, I went into the home area. I typed in Oklahoma City, and then I clicked agents and find an agent. This pops up a list of agents. I put some filters in place here as well. I want a home because that's what I'm looking to buy. I just filtered out, again, what I'm assuming median price point is. My research would tell me that. Sales in the area, I'm not putting a ton of attention on this, but I want them to have done sales. Total sales, again, not putting a ton of weight in this from here. Years of experience, I want at least 2. Specialization, any. I'm not taking any language unless you do have a language preference. That is it. So I'm going to see the agents, and then I'm going to filter. I like sales in area, high to low. If I chose a specific zip code, I want to know who's doing all the volume there. That is who's going to know the market the best. Again, their numbers don't lie. I'm going to take like the top 10. Now, important to know, these numbers are most likely not their cell phone. I found that these numbers seem to be almost like a number that homes.com created that forwards to these agents. It's on occasion. I get an agent who has no idea this site exists or that they're even on here. So don't know where this pulls data from. But I love data. And so you can't argue with actual sales that are happening in this zip code. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to reach out to probably the top 10, and then we'll get into my filtering system next, but I'm going to see who responds. Next up, we have Facebook groups. You should all be familiar. Again, I put in Oklahoma City real estate, put in whatever your market is, and then real estate, and then make sure you toggle down to groups, and then you're going to see how many members in each group and how many posts. You want a group that's active. I would choose an active group over a large group all day long. I want engagement. I'm not going to join, but I'm going to go in here. I'm going to post, hey, I'm an out-of-state investor new to this market looking to do flips. Who's a rock star agent? Agents will come out of the woodwork, and then other people in that market will start referring agents. Again, a great way. We found agents that we work with this way. Getting back to these, I have no preference. Warm referral arguably has been my least favorite. I prefer just going out into the wild and finding one. But what's important really is our filtering system. So again, if we went out to homes.com, same thing. I'm going to send like a fairly spammy first message, and then I'm going to see who responds, right? So homes.com, I see you've sold a lot of homes in this area. Are you familiar with working with investors, and do you have the bandwidth for more listings at this time? Purposely semi-spammy. I want to see who responds. Most agents, it's surprising how many will weed themselves out just by a non-response. Now, let's get down to the nitty-gritty. My filters. What am I tracking for these realtors? Did they even respond? Again, a lot of them will filter themselves out. You'd be surprised. You may get 1 or 2 out of 10 respond. If you get more than that, I'm super impressed. But they're self-filtering themselves. Let's thank them for that. Let's not be mad. Maybe they're too busy. Maybe they think we're spam. That was meant to be that way. I'm not concerned, right? We're going to find the right realtor. Important. Do they invest themselves, or do they work with investors? I'd like someone who's familiar with working with investors. We are obviously different than retail buyers. This is a non-emotional decision for us. I think if they're familiar with working with investors, they probably know how to run comps better for us. They probably understand how we underwrite our deals a little better. They understand, again, this is not emotional for us. This is all about math. And then here, this is, if there's one thing in this whole recording that you want to take away, do they have a contractor that they've worked with? We are leveraging their relationship. Why? You'll see next in kind of when we set up front expectations. I want them to have a working relationship with a contractor. This is probably the biggest hack we have on how we can stay on time and on budget, because this is a warm referral, right? What are we doing when we call this agent up? We're essentially saying, here, I'm giving you money if you perform these certain things. Here's our expectations. Here's what we require. Here's how we do business. Here's what we expect of you. And then they're doing the same thing with their contractor, which in turn we're doing, where they're saying, hey, look, I have this investor who's going to be buying multiple properties. If I get the listing, you're getting the work. So leveraging that realtor contractor relationship is huge. If they do not have a contractor they're familiar with working with, then it's a kind no. I'm sorry, we're not the best fit. This is your biggest filter right here. And then I care about how fast can they be on the property with the contractor. Now, it's possible that an agent / contractor being too busy is going to filter them out, right? We want the balance of someone who's who's hungry, and who's busy. You know, we want the experience. The experience doesn't lie. Again, we started with realtors that have high volume of sales. Expectations. Now we're getting down to our phone call with them, right? What do we expect? We expect them to be on the property within the first 24 hours. What are we going to do? We're not going to send them to every freaking property that comes across our plate. We're going to be wasting their time. We're going to burn them out. Let's respect their time, knowing that they're used to dealing with a lot of time wasters. Let's set ourselves apart and be different right from the start, right? So we're only going to send them to properties we have under contract. We expect them to be there within the first 24 hours. Remember, we have an inspection period. We want to be efficient. We don't want to waste our sellers' time. This is a speed game, guys. And we want them to go there with the contractor. Now, what is their homework assignment? I want detailed photos of the property. Why? Because I'm not there physically. I don't get to walk it. So they are our eyes and ears. So I want them to take enough photos that we can make a confident yes or no decision on this property. I also like a narrated video walkthrough. It shows me a lot of their expertise. And it's just, you know, you get a different feel walking through versus photos about the whole layout of the property. They could also touch on anything that it's good to reference back later when you're doing before and afters. I really like to have both. So I expect them to do both of those. And then our business model is we want to move things quickly, right? We're never going for top of market. We're not doing HGTV renos. Our business model is we want to reduce our exposure, reduce our private lenders exposure, get in and out quickly and profitably and predictably, and then rinse and repeat. So I want to give me a price that would sell quickly. This is showing, again, their expertise of what the buyers want and what the market is doing right now. They should understand and be familiar with days on market. They should understand what prices are dropping and where buyers are at, where offers are coming in. I want this to be backed by data. And then this is going to come from the contractor. I want a quote for the work needed to get it to the condition that we're going to list at that price. And I want the scope of work. This is all scope of work I'm going to have to submit to. Now, again, this isn't finalized. I want a quick rough estimate. This is a speed game. But what are they doing, right? They are our eyes. We are not physically there. So that's the purpose of all the photos and videos. And then really, again, super important. We are not giving them our numbers. I'm not saying what we're buying at. I'm not saying what we underwrote as where we're going to sell at an ARV. I'm not giving them on our repair estimate. They're just confirming what we already know. If things align, then we're going to buy it. They're going to get the listing. Contractor's going to get the work. We're going to move forward. Everyone makes money, and we'll keep doing that model. Look, I could do a whole masterclass on this, but for now, I give you a good framework on the multiple ways that we find realtors, how we filter them, what's most important to us. And this should be enough for you to get started in any market, building a rock star team. Get out there, choose your market, choose your realtor. If you want more of this, jump into our school, ask us questions there.
If you like that video, you are absolutely going to love our virtual fix and flip school, where we teach you how to flip properties from anywhere in the world. Just click the first link below in the description. That'll take you to a page to enter your email and join the school. We'll see you on the inside.